Hello everyone, hope all of you doing great. In this video I'm going to talk about emotional branding. So emotional branding, it's basically mind control. So everything from your icon, design, and the user experience can be optimized through emotional branding to establish a loyalty among your users. So consumers can have a highly emotional reaction not just to a big brand like Apple, but even to a smaller campaigns like yours. So the goal of emotional branding in mobile apps is to shape how your brand is perceived by your users. So first, what is emotional branding? So emotional branding is the process of forming a relationship between a consumer and a product or brand by provoking their emotions. So marketers achieve this by creating content that appeals to the consumer's emotional state, ego, needs, and aspiration. So Mark Gobay created the concept of emotional branding over 20 years ago and detailed in his book The New Paradigm for connecting brand to people. So his philosophy is based on the observation that connection can take place on an emotional level in a relationship between a brand and the people. So emotional branding plays to a human natural desire for love, power, emotional security, and ego gratification, all of which are subconscious and can be tapped into by emotionally trigger marketing. So these tactics can be over 50% more effective than in non-emotionally targeted. So advertisement, emotional branding vs emotional advertising. So although it may seem self-explanatory, so emotional advertising is a complex practice and when done incorrectly can leave your audience feeling confused. So with careful consideration in the use of emotional appeal. However, emotional advertising can be highly effective. Emotion can be applied more directly in advertising, such as in a specific ad or a campaign. So each emotional ad contributes to the emotional branding strategy. So emotional ads are like the individual's building blocks that create structural integrity of the brand. Many companies will create an emotional ads in a response to a major event while also promoting their product or service. For example, the following the US travel ban in 2018, Airbnb launched a campaign purchased the idea of a global community in there. So let's keep traveling forward. So making a statement like this is a bold and effective brand positioning strategy. So emotion, the hierarchy of needs, called Maslow hierarchy of needs theory, classifies emotion motivation to biological and social needs, human needs to cover their psychological needs, such as food, shelter, wear, air, water. Before they can work their way up the pyramid to meet their emotional needs, esteem, respect, status, and also self-actualization. So what if Maslow's theories of human needs could be applied to branding? So how have the world's most recognizable brands been so successful at competivating a large population and applying the principle of human nature? So let's take up Apple's hierarchy of emotional branding. So the first stage we have psychological, the second stage we have safety, the third stage we have belonging, and the fourth stage we have esteem. The final stage we have self-actualization. So then what are the benefits of emotional branding? Using a neuroscience technique in conjunction with the branding and the marketing strategy yields some pretty compelling results. So targeting consumers with more effective ads means that you will better be able to engage your audience. So when you are engaging your audience, you are building a relationship with them, so which translates into a remarkable increase in customers' lifetime value. So your budget or accountant will thank you too. That's because you will be spending way less while installing customers' loyalty, which works wonder for you ROI. Why it is important to take advantage of this strategy, because 90% of buying decisions are made subconsciously, but 89% of consumers don't feel a personal connection to the brand they are buying. So this means there is a huge opportunity to differentiate your business from your competitors by working to establish an emotional connection. Because brands that have an emotional component to their brand are more likely to be viewed for favorable by their customers. So compared to some of their competitors that can feel like soulless cooperation. So insurance is a dry industry, but has done a great job of bringing in emotional components into its brand strategy. For years, their advertisements have included a personable, green Kigo with the British accent who the American public fell in love with. So compare this to the general insurance company's branding strategy, and you will quickly see how emotional branding can impact awareness and performances. It's the second largest insurance company by market share, and the general isn't even in the top of 10. So thank you for your watching, and see